Well, hello. Welcome back to Neptuna Fish Tarot. My name is Alicia. I'm going to be doing a reading today for the sign of Gemini for June of 2021. Or whenever you come and get the message. If you come later on, it doesn't matter. Because time's an illusion, right? So, if you have a sun, moon, or rising in the sign of Gemini, this might be your reading. Welcome again. I hope that you enjoy your stay. So, let's get right into it. I did pull out several oracle cards today, shuffled them up, and went ahead and got the cards all laid out. We're going to use the Wild Unknown Tarot deck, and then we're going to clarify that on the bottom with the Cosmic Tarot. So let's just get right into it. Gemini. We got a big message today. I don't even really quite know how to start with all of this. Let's start with the astrology of this time, right? Because we just had a lunar full moon eclipse. Lunar eclipse. Full moon, lunar eclipse. Yeah. Full moon, lunar eclipse. That's a lot of words. In the sign of Sagittarius, and so we're just coming out of that. But that eclipse is going to definitely be with us for the next 6 months. We're in a retrograde period of the year, so Saturn has gone retrograde already. Mercury, I believe, is going retrograde as of today, the time that I'm doing this reading. And we're going to have some other, like Mercury is or is about to go retrograde. I don't know. I can't remember. I need to look at a calendar. I'm not looking at dates right now. But suffice it to say that we are in a period of time, especially for the month of June, which is as pertains to this reading. A lot of stuff is coming up for review, Gemini. And I think with you, this isn't talking about like any specific sort of heartbreak, but more in a general sense. It seems like you have come to a point where you're just done and sick and tired of like disappointment and how things have kind of gone up to this point. I would say this. Let's take a look at all of the different areas of your life. Let's take an inventory, okay? How are your relationships going? Are you happy with them, or are you sort of feeling like there's something that's missing, or there's something that's out of sorts, right? Do you find yourself heading towards a really hopeful and fulfilling vision that you have for yourself, or do you really sort of find yourself just spinning your wheels and at a point, like a stopping point, where you're thinking, this isn't quite how I imagined all of this was going to unfold, right? Because it looks to me like the message here is that what's coming up for review this month is a lot of stuff that you kind of felt like you were on your way with, but it didn't quite measure up, is what I would say. Because, and let's start actually with the underlying energy we have as Temperance, and the overarching we have as the Wheel of Fortune. So that's all really good because it shows us that you're coming into a place where you're really starting to think about this. Like, is it time for me to let go of some of my old patterns and my old ways of thinking, so that I can turn that wheel? That wheel can turn for me. It can bring me into a more auspicious trajectory, into a space where I can create for myself the circumstances and bring into my life the things that I'm really desiring, because we see with the 9 of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles, um you're walking away from something that's just not fulfilling to you. All right. You're walking away from something that is very disappointing, that has not brought you into this 10 of Pentacles. All right. um I think that we're on a reset. Okay. And the truth of the matter is, Gemini, is that there was something that just created a grand illusion for you. It was like you were perhaps in a relationship, right? Because um all of this is a very unfulfilling emotional experience for you. So whatever you were trying to bring in, um 5 of Pentacles, it it definitely left you in a place of lack. It definitely left you disillusioned with the reality of your situation. It's the job that you were working, and it just never fulfilled what you thought it was going to. Somebody maybe deceived you. Maybe you had a relationship, and like you just discovered over time, it just slowly became apparent that um it just wasn't what you thought it was going to be. And now you are in this place where suddenly you find yourself needing to rebuild, needing to recreate yourself. And the good news, Gemini, is that you have the energy to do it. Like I do see with the Daughter of Wands and the Mother of Wands, this is extremely independent energy. This is divine feminine, where, with the Daughter, which is equivalent to a page, right? It's like a launching off place. It's a place where you're getting fired up, where something is finally clicking. For you, you have reached your threshold. You have had enough of everyone's shite, okay? Frankly. And you've had enough of your own shite, right? Um, you're ready to, you know what? Like, let's reframe our thinking here. Let's step into our power. You're a bold manifester. You're a divine feminine. You have the ability to take this illusion and this confusion, and this lack and this unsatisfactory situation that I see here in these cards, and you have the ability to definitely, definitely change them. And I'm going to start right here with the clarification. You got bam, 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 3 sevens, 7 of Wands, 7 of Pentacles, and 7 of Swords. 3 sevens in a row basically tells me that you have divine intervention, and this is of the positive kind, okay? What's the 7 that's missing? Let's start there. Okay, we do not see a 7 of Cups. And why? Because we're cutting out illusion, Gemini. It's all about the illusion. You're done. You're done with just, skimming across the top of the water and, just hoping for the best. And the best didn't come, right? And you're done with just allowing chance, to govern your life, okay? This is divine intervention. This is you understanding and finally coming to the realization of like who you are and what your power is. Really strong. Like this is really, really strong. So let's go back, because to the beginning here, okay? You're walking away um, because Judgment in the Nine of Cups is bringing into view for you this whole situation where you need to unearth something that was old, okay? And it looks like it's this Nine of Cups, where let's redefine what it is that you want. What is the vision? What would bring you your wish fulfillment? What are your desires, okay? These are all coming up for review. Maybe what needs to be reworked is what the Nine of Cups represents to you. Maybe before now, up to now, what you thought was going to bring you into abundance and what you thought was going to bring you all this happiness, maybe you were just kind of deluding yourself, right? Like, it happens. And I'm not saying that like as a dig at all. We all go through this where we're like, what was I thinking? That is not at all what I actually wanted. What I actually want is, X, Y, and Z, this, that, and the other. So get really clear about what it is that you do want. And maybe this is a time to revisit. Maybe you started out, and this could be from childhood. I mean, this could be going back a ways. Let's rethink what it is that would really, let's redefine it though. Let's think about this. What is it that's coming back around? You're going to have ideas, right, Gemini? I mean, you're a mercurial sign. These things are going to come into your head. You're going to begin to think as you're revisiting, retrograde season is a slowdown. Okay, it's a slowdown where we revisit things. Things are going to come up for you that you have not considered in a while. It's just going to happen. And as it does, see if you can't reframe how it applies to, okay, what can I do with this? What can I do with this as some kind of inspiration, right, to move forward? Because what you need to be done with is the stuck story that you're telling yourself, right? Or maybe that you have told yourself in the past, the one that says, oh, I'm just, this is just where I'm at, and this is what it is, and I'm just gonna have to ride it out. No. That's not it. And I think that's where this comes in, right? This is your own inner divine intervention here. This is your own inner being coming to your rescue to say, nope, no, Gemini, you don't have to settle for that. And in fact, whatever has come before now, whatever has caused you this disappointment and has left you stuck in this illusion, it's ready to be done. It is ready for you to take on this magician energy, okay? You're a divine manifester and you have within you every bit of the capacity that you need to overcome this thing. But it is going to require that you change the way that you think, Gemini. Mercury is going to be a very important factor. The sign of Gemini is ruled by Mercury. And so this is what you are being asked to do. All right. It's time for you to look past the spilled cups. Okay. It's time for you to get out of this energy of lack, right? This idea that you can't do a thing, and grasp a hold of this really big magician energy that allows you to overcome those obstacles, that it's divinely within you to be able to do this, because you're no longer willing to accept illusion. You're no longer willing to wonder if the grass is greener on the other side. You know what hasn't worked for you thus far. You know where you have maybe been cheated or lied to or deceived. You know that in your environment, it's coming up short. Your harvest did not come in the way that you expected. That's okay because you can stand in your Seven of Wands. Absolutely stand in your Seven of Wands to know that you are this Mother of Wands. You are this divine feminine, very strong, very independent, very self-directed and inspired and creative queen. Okay, that is who you are, Gemini. This is a very powerful message, very poignant. And so here we got a bunch of oracle cards that came out. I wanted to get some archetype messages, okay, from the wild unknown. And normally I would only ask Spirit to give me one, but two came out, and I thought, you know what? I think Gemini might actually need the extra help this month because this is a big energy. This is a big transition. And so you did get the Destroyer and the Hunter, and we're going to come back to that so I can read from the book on those archetypes for you. And same thing when I got to my astrology deck. I really just wanted one, but I really clearly heard my guide say, no, you need to do two. And so I did. And look at this. They're both emerald green, Gemini, and green is our heart chakra. And let me just tell you that card 50, the Saturn return, and card 10, the Neptune card, they both specifically deal with coming out of illusion. Okay? This is about revisiting everything that we have done over the last period of years, really, up to this point, and saying, you know, this was not the right decision for me. This did not yield a return, and I am willing to take a closer look at what I need to do differently, how I need to think differently, how I need to connect into my divine guidance system differently. Okay. And then how you need to change your mind, how you need to change your thoughts. Okay. It takes courage to admit that what we've been doing, it's not working. It takes a real humble spirit to lay down and sacrifice our ego a little bit and say, you know, my guides, I need some help here. Okay. It's time to release a negative mindset. It's time to open up to some new guidance, to some fresh direction. And here we had the Kuan Yin Oracle, the Tai Chi Rising. Gemini, I know your big energy, right? Like, you have the ability to impact the world in ways that really we couldn't even define. They're rising into your awareness. As the Tai Chi rises, however, if we can't get out of negative mindsets, right, all you're going to be doing is projecting out into the field more of the same energy that has gone before, more of the same energy that didn't give you what you wanted, right? So it's absolutely essential at this time that you go into your quiet spaces and you grab a hold of this feminine energy, this temperance, balanced energy. Okay, you are turning the wheel. Where is it? We're turning the wheel. The wheel is turning in your favor to enable you to take on this new, powerful, positive energy. And last, we have the Divine Feather Messenger, and you have the Starling, as several of the other signs have had. This is like the most popular card. I don't know why. It just keeps coming out. But now is the time to get out into the world and connect in authentic ways. This is just about grabbing a hold of who you are, Gemini. Who is the authentic self, okay? Now let's go back to the archetypes because I want to do a little reading about them. We're going to start with the Destroyer, okay? It says, the Destroyer, the final of the three archetypes in the trio of existence, has necessary yet painful work to do in the world. Culturally, we have an aversion to endings, and we hang on to permanence as a signifier of success. Yet the Destroyer pulls the rug out from underneath relationships, jobs, homes, and all forms of security. It is the part of us that wants things to end. It's painful. Orientation is to uncover our true purpose. The Destroyer does not let us linger long in comforts, as it knows not much happens in that realm. With its piercing eyes, it seeks out stagnancy from a distance, and the rest becomes history. In the old myths, this is the moment when heads begin to roll, the grounds open up, and castles crumble. Hold on for the ride, Gemini. The Destroyer has arrived. Really potent energy, and it's going to start now. If it hasn't already, there are already things in your immediate environment, at home, at work, in your personal relationships that have already begun to unravel. And so for you, Gemini, the question is, do you want to open yourself to this process that is meant for your growth and that will result in you standing in your divine power? So then the Hunter came out. The Hunter hunts. They are on a precise mission with an aim. To return home empty-handed would be to fail, which is not an option. This archetype will journey far and wide, seeking the prize that calls to its heart. Tales of bravery, feats of strength often result, creating a life full of adventure. The Hunter is skillful, quick, decisive, and results-oriented. Like the great hunting goddess Artemis, who carries her quiver upon her back. The Hunter typically has a weapon of choice. When this card appears, it is critical that you ask 3 questions, Gemini, and here they are. 1, what am I hunting? 2, why am I hunting? And 3, is the weapon I hold so tightly in my grip truly needed for the task at hand? These are really big questions. And as I said, this is definitely an evolution that is meant to happen over the course of months for the rest of 2021, I would dare say. But this is where we are in our trajectory today, Gemini. So for the month of June, these are the big energies and the big things that you may or may not decide to grapple with. I can tell you this, if you will participate in this in this exercise, we'll call it, what you stand to gain is a whole new existence and a whole new reality like you have not known in this life. And finally, the illusion and the disappointment and the negativity and the defeat and all of the things that you are tired of, Gemini, in your life have the opportunity to be overcome, because this is what's promised and this is where you deserve to be. And so the choice is, will you choose it? So I'm going to leave it all right there, Gemini. I hope that this has been food for thought. And if you liked the video, I would hope that you will give me a thumbs up. And I hope you'll come back and see me again. I should be back in another week with more messages for you, Gemini. Thank you. I appreciate your patronage, and I will see you guys next time. Take care.